Typical, there's already an inspector here saying that this property is not up to standards with the law. That actually happens quite often. This video is sponsored by Artesian Build supercomputers. Check their link in the description and use my code CaffeinatedSimz for up to $100 off. Hey, what's up? Hello, my name is Heather and I like coffee, I like my dogs, and I like The Sims 4. And today I am super excited for this speed build that you're about to see. It's actually the apartment that I am moving out of at the end of November, like literally in a matter of days. So I am currently filming this video on a giant plastic storage container with no cute aesthetic background because my entire computer setup is in a storage unit until moving day, which might explain why I've only been posting like once or twice every couple of weeks. I'm going to let you guys know now that y'all are about to get catfished because as nice as this apartment might seem in The Sims 4 and my comparison photos, I can assure you it is an actual nightmare to live in. Dylan and I have lived here about 3 years and we couldn't be more excited to finally settle down in a nicer house. The place we ended up finding is a lower level unit of a raised bungalow and it is really nice. Just on the other side of the fence is a huge yard for the doggos to run in and play in and just love life in. But as eager as I am to show and tell you more of the new place that we're about to move in, that, my friends, will be another video because this video we're going to be focusing on the rundown apartment that I just can't wait to get out of. So grab yourself a cup of coffee and let's check out my real life apartment, but in The Sims 4. All right, so here you can obviously see this building just starts out a complete train wreck because what kind of building is shaped like this? It's literally shaped like one of those Beyblades that I used to play with as a kid. Here, I'm just trying to focus on the lobby where all of the mailbox areas are and like the newspaper stands where you can get all your stuff, which I think I put in a bit later. And we do have like a secure entrance area and I don't have City Living installed on my computer or else I would have put the buzzer in that area. I only have it on my Xbox, so I have to rebuy it for my computer. So until I do, I just used some little speaker for the radio as well as a little vent thing that I found. And the building is 3 floors, so you see me doing this repetitive nonsense a bunch of times, building the hideous structure of the building over and over again. The 3rd floor is where I actually live, and sadly there's no elevators here. You just go up 3 giant flights of stairs to be able to get to my floor. I don't have really the nice view out of my balcony either, which I end up building onto the building later. The roofs, because everything is so just like weirdly shaped and not symmetrical, was just so difficult trying to do for this video. I did this live on stream and I bet whoever was viewing at this time can vouch for me when I say this roofing job took me like 40 minutes, if not longer. I had a really hard time figuring out how I wanted to connect the 3 roofs into the centerpiece, which actually isn't even raised up as high as the other 3 roofs around it. So I messed with it a lot until I finally got it right, and then I just ended up cutting out a bunch of that stuff so you guys didn't have to watch it. And then I just started painting the structure of the building. It does have like siding along part of it, but most of it is like this cement concrete that is just super not flattering because they just smeared paint all over it, which made it look awful 10 years later because it's now all flaking off and peeling off into the grass, which is always neglected around this building. Can you just tell I love it here? So here I'm trying to focus on the lovely landscaping that the building has given us. We have 2 gardens that are surrounded with like rocks that are not even really in place. They're all just kind of like plastered around. The plants inside of these 2 gardens are all dead. Yeah, dead plants. So I used a lot from the vampire packs because most of those plants are dead. And it was very fitting for this build. And then I just surrounded like a bunch of cotton like weeds, dandelions, that's what they're called. And then put some more of the windows in the back for like the lobby areas where all of the 3 hallways meet up. And then this is supposed to be like the little closet office that the superintendent calls his office. It's very small. It's not an office at all. Then I start working on the balcony structures for at least my apartment. And the building did a very poor job of putting these balconies together because there's only like one piece of the wall that blocks you from the rest, and it's not even the good view. So the view that I have is literally looking at the building all day. So the way I have my living room, I have it so I can actually look at a nicer view of the field. Still, it's not a nice view, and I'm just really excited to leave this place. And then so we can see what I'm doing with the interior, I light everything up in the build, and I start trying to figure out how to lay out my apartment because it is super small. But The Sims 4 doesn't allow you to like put a wall on just a half a tile on the grid, which would be super convenient. By the way, Sims team, ideas. So I'm trying to figure out how to make this apartment like with the little amount of space as possible because that's how this apartment is. There's literally no space. I've lived here for 3 years and I've never been able to have my dining room table accessible in the apartment. So that's been in storage for like the past 2 years. And the closet kitchen that we have, yes, I call things closet, meaning they're literally like 2 tiles by 2 tiles. But you can't fit much furniture into that if you make it accurately in The Sims 4, so I had to make them a little bit bigger. But I still think I did a pretty good job eyeing out the different amount of space per each room. The only room that's not really accurate is the bathroom, which we actually start building right here. And I do have like a bathtub, but it's also just like a shower head in the wall. And then there's no other space in this bathroom, just enough for a sink and a toilet, which is literally kid-sized toilet. It's so small. And then we go out to the living room and I start trying to figure out the interior design for out here. And we have these fake like laminate click-in hardwood floors. They're not real, so don't get your hopes up. They're really not real. And then we just have this one closet apartment that's for like storage and whatnot, except the bedroom closet is so small that you have to use that closet for other things. So it's literally like your linen closet / storage closet / every kind of closet that you need because again, there's no space in this place. And then here I'm trying to build our personal closet, which I kind of use as storage as well. So that's why I put those boxes there to emphasize that, as well as some nice hanging clothes. And then another closet out into the living room, which is the coat closet, but again, we just use for more storage. So I just kind of hang up some coats in that space. And then the colors weren't pleasing me, so we obviously had to fix that to make that look nicer. One thing I don't like about The Sims is we don't have any like actual shoe racks that you could find at Walmart or something. So I just made my own with some little columns that I found and the base game shoe racks. It was super easy to do. And then most of this furniture you're about to see is going to be custom content. I tried to find the most accurate furniture I could to what I own. And these cube shelves are actually like, there's 6 cubbies in them total, but if I had done that, they would have been like way up to the ceiling. So I end up taking out 2 of those cubbies, and the way that it just leaves the space in the room, I find it fits a little bit more accurately. And of course, then we just go and decorate the place with plants because that is my best form of decoration. Plants and salt lamps. That is all I use. And then some cards that I've made for Dylan that I put in those little cubbies and these cute little like organization storage baskets because you got to make your own storage somehow in a place so small. And more plants and more vases and all the pretty aesthetic things in life. But then here I'm trying to like fit everything where I want, and I have to move everything around to get everything in the shelves so that they don't look like they're like levitating or floating in the camera. And then I start working on my little like computer area. I have this nice little wall shelf that just floats on the wall. It holds a letterboard, it holds a plant, which everything's in storage. This place doesn't even give you closet doors. I forgot to mention. That's why there were no closet doors on those pieces of walls, because I had to hang curtains to replace the closet doors that they didn't give us. But here you can see somewhat of a recognizable setup of where you guys see I film my videos. I just kind of like turned the computer desk, and I didn't have a CC for a ring light, so I just used a light from Get Famous. And that fireplace isn't real, it's just one of those like electrical ones that you plug into the wall, but it's still super pretty, still super nice to look at. And it is a real heater, so like it does give off heat. I also have a dog cage, which can't really be found in The Sims 4 unless there's some CC for it somewhere, which I don't have. So I just throw a dog bed over there in that corner as well. And then you can see I just kind of go back to adjusting everything within the apartment because I realized, hey, it's actually not this big. Let's make it smaller. And we have to readjust everything that bounces off the walls when we fix those. And then I start placing out more things that I'm going to use later, like the cat club, the dog bowls, because those are everywhere within the apartment. And of course, a loose squeaky toy, except it's more like 20 loose squeaky toys. And then we have this very out-of-date kitchen that you'll see me building here. The cupboards go all along the walls in there. And then there's like exposed pipes and tubes all along the wall by the fridge, which is super outdated because nobody uses those water heaters here anymore. So there's literally just enough room for this kitchen to go in and maybe grab yourself a bowl of cereal, because I honestly don't know how people cook in these kitchens. It's a nightmare. But I make my little coffee station there and all the clutter that I have around the counters. I tried to keep it like as neatly as I could, but again, with its space so small, it's really hard to keep things neat, especially with such lack of cupboard space. I mean, I know it looks like a lot, but it's actually not a lot when you put all your dishes and your pots and pans and your toaster oven and your crock pot and your juicers. Like, it gets full pretty fast. So then I start cluttering up the computer desk a lot more because I find some cute decorations. And don't get too used to that blanket. I end up getting rid of that because it just doesn't look that great. We always have blankets draped over the couch, but I do end up getting rid of it. See, told ya. And then we put on some nice little couch pillows because I have those little sofa throw pillows everywhere, even on the bed in our place. Well, I used to until we packed everything up into a storage tin. And I have so much CC pillows. Like, I don't think anybody needs this many CC pillows, but there's just so many cute designs to choose from. So it just gives the aesthetic for any type of room and color scheme that you're going for. And then I put in our fancy little Xbox and the surround sound that we have in our living room under the TV unit. And I found these remote controls in the debug menu, so I put those on a coffee table, fix more of the things from moving the walls in earlier. And yeah, that bottom cube shelf is actually that teeny on the wall. There's really nothing you can fit in it except maybe 2 tiny little vases about that size. So then I go back to my bedroom and I put the TV that we have in the bedroom there. It's about the size of a computer monitor, you know? It's super nice. You know, if you squint just the right way, you might be able to see what's playing on it. And then I put in my wall shelves because, again, I like my plants and my knickknacks and everything pretty. And this bed is actually quite close to mine, so I just used that from the base game, I think it is. And I threw some custom content blankets and pillows on it. Sue me. And then I build my dresser, which the mirror, I believe, is custom content as well as all of the knickknacks that are on it. The dresser actually looks like it matches my nightstand, but it doesn't actually match the nightstand. Let you in on a little secret. And then we add more plants because every room that you will walk into in my house has plants in it, at least 10. So I just fill up these wall shelves and try to put as many nice plants and knickknacks and candles and pretty things that I can find. We add an alarm clock in the bedroom, even though I don't wake up to my alarms anyways. So I'm just trying to brighten the place up as much as I can, as best as I can, with the lack of creativity that this building has given me. And that isn't even closet doors, my friends. So that's why there's so many curtains in this build, because there's not windows on the other side of the curtains. There is right there, obviously, but not in the closets. That's just closets that I didn't want exposed clothing and boxes being seen all the time. And I'm trying to find certain things that will actually fit on these floating wall shelves, which is a real struggle in real life because they are very small little shelves. See, I'm just kind of like throwing things in it as I go. Any boxes, a random pair of ice skates. There's Christmas decorations in there. There's just a bunch of clutter in there that you wouldn't really want your guests to see if you had them over for a cup of coffee. So I throw it all in storage closets instead. And I don't have a gym in this apartment. I have a gym membership and we do have our own gym equipment, but as you can see, there's literally no room for it in this place. So it just gets thrown at the foot of my bed. And then I just go back to the computer area where everything's just kind of set up all nicely. And we end the speed build here. Oh, there's me and Dylan sitting all cute and cozy on the sofa. And yeah, this is my lovely little apartment from hell. It took a few hours to make on stream, which took a lot out of me because I don't like living here, let alone reliving it in The Sims 4. But let's go ahead and take a look at the final walkthrough with the finished product, with those dead gardens that are always there for everybody to see. It's a great first impression it makes. So there's my little mailbox and the newsstand area where you can run into all of the most wonderful neighbors in this building. And then you can go up the stairs, which are 3 flights of stairs to the top floor, which is always disgusting and hot and gross, which leads you to my apartment. And luckily, I'm right on the outside of the hallway, so I only have the one neighbor. And oh, look at little Leo sleeping in there. And then here I go into the kitchen to give you guys a more detailed view off the grid here. And obviously a close-up of my coffee station. I mean, what else do you expect of me at this point? So there's literally not much room in this kitchen. There's enough room to just go in and move yourself right back out. And then we take a look at my sleeping puppy here, which this is literally real life. Now let's just go in laps around him, waking him up. super relevant, guys. That's literally how it is all day long. I'm trying to film a video and Nala's just running wild. Here you can see the living room that I tried my best to make it look nice. My computer area where I turned the desk a little bit so I can actually have a nice background. And here's Leo about to go howling down the hallway, which actually happens on a daily basis. Be quiet, Leo. Even in the Sims game, you're loud. And then my TV area and one of my many guitars and plants on the walls there. And that photo down the hallway is actually supposed to be a picture of Dylan and I. It's like a huge picture that Dylan got me one year. And then we go into the bathroom, which I tried to build as close as I could. The wooden panels are actually just like stickers that I did to make my own wallpaper, as well as the ones in my bedroom here. It's like a birch tree wallpaper, but they're just stick on. It looks really nice, better than the wallpaper they gave us. And then you can see my little dresser setup. You can see my tiny little computer screen that I like to call a TV, and my beautiful large full body mirror. So this is my bedroom. It's probably like my favorite room in the house, though it's always the messiest room in the house, which is super unfortunate. I would have loved to stream in here, but you can probably tell there's just no room for that. Oh my gosh, Leo is so cute. Even in the Sims game, he just melts my heart. I love dogs. And that's about right. That's the view of my balcony, plus a giant parking lot filled with old vehicles. But that is the gist of my real life apartment that I just can't wait to get out of, but in the Sims 4. And typical, there's already an inspector here saying that this property is not up to standards with the law. That actually happens in real life quite often as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this speed build of my real life apartment in The Sims 4. If you did like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you want to see more speed build. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. Thank you so much for watching today, guys. Drink your coffee, play your Sims, and be nice to people. Bye!